Welcome to GA's Tea Time. This is the General Hospital Daily Recap for Tuesday, May 26, 2026. Let's see what our favorite bunch of characters are up to. Well, there was a lot of stuff going on in that PCPD trying to find Rocco. So Dante does got the whole police force out looking for his son. So Chase came up, said he was trying to find some information about the cell phones. Dante said, "Don't worry about that," because he found the cell phones all broken up on the ground. So he gave him something else to do. Joe said he was going to do something, but Dante was like, "No, I want you to get a search warrant to go over to Britt's house and see what's in her little room that she stays in." So Joe got up and did that, right? Lulu on her end, she's talking to Charlotte and Danny, asking them did they find out any information. So they didn't even know Rocco was gone. So they was like, no, they don't know nothing. But in the interim of that, Dante called Lulu and said, listen, I need you to get down to PCPD. So she left. Danny and them was still talking, and Danny was just like, "Look, we didn't even know nothing was going on. You know, Danny's wrapped up in trying to find things about his father." Charlotte was like, "I should have known something was going on because Lulu and them was on there arguing, and Rocco was out here feeling upset, whatever." No, they wouldn't have never known that something was going on with him. He was acting funny, but they wouldn't know he would have ran away. So anyway, Charlotte got a message on her phone from some school email account, and it was Rocco who had left a message. So they ran down to the PCPD. Um, from there, Dante filled Lulu in and told her that, Britt, because she didn't know Britt had Rocco. So she's really upset. She was like, it's like, what's going on? It's so crazy, guys. Here goes the part that really bothered me. And I don't know, you guys let me know how you felt about this. Lisa and Nathan walked in. So Lisa kind of goes off on Lulu a little bit because she's saying, well, at least he's with his real mother or something like that, or he wanted to be with his with his mother. I'm like, Britt is not his mother. It's just like another one of these people that live in delusional land. I don't know how Lulu didn't just jump on her and just strangle her to death, but Lulu just said a little something, but she let it go. Nathan took his mother in the room and said, listen, you need to calm down, but if you know where Britt is at, let me know because her symptoms are gonna flare up, right? And she was like, why you feel like that? She was like, she ain't had no flare up in so long. Look, this dude, Nathan Cassius, whatever, he should just tell Lisa who he is because Lisa is not going to do nothing to him. If anything, she would protect him. But we'll see. Lisa don't got no information on Britt. But other than that, everybody's looking for Rocco. The kids did get down there and show Dante and Lulu that message that Rocco left, and he gave his little secret code to Lulu, letting her know that Britt didn't kidnap him, that he went willingly. I know she feel like dirt because she's probably like, well, why would he go with her, but he didn't want to go with his own mother? Yeah, listen, that's a whole nother thing for a whole nother time. That's a different topic for a different time. But we'll see what happens. Is I don't think they're going to get that far. I think that they're going to find them, but we'll see how they actually get caught up too. Lucas and Carly were catching up, and Carly's trying to get Lucas out that house. I was like, Carly, keep trying, because Lucas do not belong in that house. I don't know why he won't get up on out of there. So he's telling Carly that Marco did prove himself, that he was a good guy, and because of what he asked him to do, that's what cost him his life. And that he got to stay at Windermere to finish up what Marco was doing. No, you don't. So you don't have to stay there to do that. But he's choosing to do this. Carly's telling him, it's dangerous being there. I feel like Carly needs to be honest with Lucas and tell him everything that she knows, right? She'd be shocked because Lucas knows about, if not all of it. They could be working together. But she needs to tell him why she wants him out of that house. But Lucas is adamant he's staying. He ain't going anywhere. He feels his duty for Marco. At the other table, Lisa and Nathan are talking, and Nathan or Cassius um let Lisa know that him and Lulu broke up. She was all happy about that. Her face is all smiling. He was like, cut that out. So he did tell her that, Lulu broke up with him. So she was like, it's probably for the best anyway, because this now, she didn't want them together in the first place. Joe comes in and gives Carly that search warrant and says, listen, I need to go upstairs to check in on this apartment that Britt was staying in. So Nathan is like, what's going on? Why you need my sister? You know, he was like, I think you need to get back down to PCDPD and take your mother with you so that your guys can find out what's going on. So that's how Lisa and them got down there. So I don't know. I don't think they found much information in Britt's room about where she was going and stuff like that. I know somebody said they found a ticket for Budapest or something like that. I think that was Chase. Oh, side note, did you guys see Chase shirt? Okay, I know this is silly, but Chase shirt was all open like that. I was like, this is, oh, okay, let me stop ranting. But I was like, he looked a little sloppy. All the other cops looked nice and neat, and he just looked like he just got up and ran in there. But other than that, that's what happens with this. I hope Carly can finally get through to Lucas one of these days and get him out of the house because Sitwell's eyeing him for Marco's, what happened with Marco. Guys, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. So, Sitwell was talking to Pascal. Pascal came in and gave him this report that he found in the mail, but it was the report, I think it was like Marco's autopsy or something like that. So Ava came in and Ava told Sitwell, don't open that. She was like, you're gonna feel worse, just let that go. She was like, when Kiki's report came in, or when she found out what happened to Kiki, she was like, it was better that she didn't know all the details and stuff like that. So Sitwell is on the fence because he was like, I need to know what happened to my son and things like that. So him and Ava kind of started chiming stuff out. Like they was talking to each other about what possibilities could it be. So Ava did go down the rabbit hole of maybe Marco was dating somebody and you just didn't know. Like maybe he had some lover and the guy came up and was jealous because he was with Lucas and got rid of him. And Sybil don't want to believe that because he was like he looked like he was committed to Lucas and stuff like that. So this Sybil kind of put it out there to Ava, what if it was Lucas that did this? And Ava's right. She was like, he's a doctor. He's sworn oath to not harm anybody. Plus, you could see these two were really in love with each other. I mean, really, if you look at all the way up to when before what happened to Marco happened, they didn't seem like they were having any big old issues, right? It seemed like they were together and they was having a good enough time. GH standards, good enough time. But Pascal has been the one that's been running around acting all crazy and sporadic, wearing this man's tie and what's the name? Sybil know that Pascal had eyes for Marco. So I'm shocked he ain't even put that together. He's still over there thinking about Lucas, and he was like that gap in time that Cassius told him about, as far as they couldn't account for some time that Lucas was away. I was like, that don't even make sense. Lucas ain't do nothing to Marco. Go find out. Go point their fingers at Pascal. They need to get rid of Pascal and Cullum at the same time. So we'll see what happens with this. Alexis called Molly and Christina over because she wanted their help with Danny. She was just like, Danny's out doing Danny stuff. Danny not listening. So she was telling them that she thinking about sending Danny off to boarding school. I was like, that's not going to work because Danny just break out of boarding school and go do other Danny stuff, right? So Christina and Molly was just like, no, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that. You know what you got to do is give him space. Hasn't that been what Alexa's been doing? Hasn't she just been giving him space? I haven't seen her give him no real rules yet. So especially Christina. Christina's like, oh, I know how it felt when you really like, boxed me in. No, she ain't. If Alexis had really boxed her and Christina wouldn't have got into all that mess that she got into, as these different storylines that we've been watching throughout the years. It's funny because Alexis was like, I never had to worry about Molly. Molly had good friends. She made good decisions. I was like, wow, wow, Alexis. And then she was like, she's gonna say sorry to Christina. That's not really sorry. It's the truth. So from there, the girls said they would help. They were gonna go, touch base with Danny and let him know that they're there. So when they left, they were talking, chit chatting, Molly and Christina, and Christina got a text on her phone, and she couldn't believe it. She was surprised. She was like, I can't believe this. She was like, I got into med school. I was like, oh, okay, so she wants to be a doctor. Who knew? Who knew Christina wanted to be a doctor? But if you guys haven't seen my feature video on Kate Mansi, the actress that plays Christina, you should check that out. It tells you that she's on her way out of GH, so take a look at that and you can see, I guess this is going to be how they do her exit storyline. It makes sense. So back at the house, Alexis called Ava over because she told Ava, look, you're coming with me to New York. I was like, I love how she didn't even ask Ava. She just said, you coming. I was like, so Ava's like, I'm not going. I got stuff I got to do. So she bribed Ava with a private jet. a 5-star hotel, a good meal, and some other stuff. And then Ava was like, "Oh, well, maybe I can make time to do that." So Ava and Alexis are going to New York to see about that artist. I guess the one that did the tattoo for Delilah. See if they can find out any information about who she was. So that should be an interesting trip. I hope they show that because these two together is going to be a scream. Sonny and Laura were just talking about, how Britt gave them that information about Sidwell and Pascal. And then Laura kind of was like, well, we already knew this. Like, how is this going to help us? So Sonny's convinced that if they can get to Pascal and get him to talk, then they will be able to get to Sidwell. Now, before I was thinking this is stupid, but as Sidwell is sitting there trying to figure out who killed Marco, this actually might work because if he starts thinking that Pascal has something to do with it, Pascal know he's going to be on the clock. So he may go willingly and tell Sonny some information because he ain't going to want to, get thrown in the off of Windermere Pier or whatever that thing is that they got over there. So maybe this might work. Maybe this plan might be something. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comment section, guys. I wish somebody would just tell them that Cullum told Sidwell that Cullum, I wish Britt had told Sonny that Cullum got rid of Marco because I felt like that would have been more valuable information. But we'll see what they do with this. Laura did get a phone call to let her know that Rocco is on the run. And she did alert Sonny. So Sonny was kind of like, if they need anything, let me know. So I wish they had called Sonny from the get-go, but I've said this before. Sonny could have been helped them, but whatever. So guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section. What was your favorite part about this episode? What was your least favorite part? I love to hear from you guys always. You guys should check out the comment section. We'll be getting some really good comments and feedback. And don't forget to hit that bell notification and a like and subscribe because it really helps the channel. And thank you for joining us again at GHT Time. Till next time, bye.